Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to look at the concept of tolerance and whether it's a good concept or a bad concept or what have you. So, I found a short little video explaining what it is. So, let's look at this and then go from there.
Do you believe a society should practice complete and universal tolerance? Yes, I do. Well, what do you make of the tolerance paradox? What's that? This was raised by Karl Popper. He argued that a true tolerant society would in fact end up tolerating the intolerant.
Okay, so Karl Popper, a very interesting modern thinker, one of the few serious thinkers from the 20th century, I would say. And I will definitely talk more about him in the future. But I thought a good introduction into his way of thinking was to think about his analysis of tolerance. So here we go.
Popper claimed that unlimited tolerance must lead to the disappearance of tolerance. If we extend unlimited tolerance even to those who are intolerant, if we are not prepared to defend a tolerant society against the onslaught of the intolerant, then the tolerant will be destroyed and tolerance with them. Yes, I see the problem. So then, does toleration in fact need intolerance to survive? Well, yes, I would agree. Even though this seems like a contradiction, it seems true toleration needs to be intolerant of the intolerant.
Okay, so yeah, this is a sort of a paradox. Um, so what do we think about this? Um, well, it's true that if you are tolerant of everything, then as soon as basically a authoritarian of sorts comes in and does not believe in you as an individual, well, you will perish as an individual and be swallowed by the collective. Um, so yeah, that's a problem. So think about what the solution is. Let's finish this video.
Okay, good. So this leads me to the question, where should we draw the line between what is tolerable and what is submissive and bordering on being taken advantage of? What do you mean?
So yeah, where do we begin on this? How do we understand tolerance as a concept? Where's the line? Well, I view tolerance as a useless concept when talking about how to organize a society or even how an individual should treat others. Um, okay, you can tolerate people's different views, sure, but the better way of dealing with people with different views is to understand their values, right? If their values are good or bad, this is objectively good or bad, in the sense of do they value life or do they not value life? Of course, more minor values about do I value blue paintings or do I value stone buildings? Well, this is has no effect on me if you like one of these things or don't like either one of them. This is up to you. This is what I would call a more minor value. But the more major value of is life worth living or not? Does life have meaning? Are you uh, worthy of your own life? I mean, these values are absolutely yes. Life is worth living. There is value to your life, and you get to decide this. You see that if somebody decides that their value is not worth living, I would be perfectly in favor of them doing whatever they want with their life. But that does not include forcing others to accept this nihilistic negative value. Um, the fact that life is for living, this is, to use Hume's jargon, this is to have an is imply an ought. Well, life is. He said that you can't say that from the is you can't say that anything ought to do anything, but of course life implies that you ought to live it. um, if you don't believe that life is for living, then you can always end your life. um, of course, that's anti-life, and my view is very pro-life. I am very, life is for living. I definitely value this, and I believe that if you continue to want to live, then you value life as well. So this is a value that we derive from an is. Um, Anyway, getting back to tolerance, should we tolerate or whatever? It kind of shows a weakness in the concept of tolerance, and really, it should just be: do you value life or not? Um, so it's not about toleration, and it's more about objective um, evaluation of life. I think that if you do not value life, then you are sort of antisocial, nihilistic, and necessarily you will be harmful to life. Not that your beliefs must preclude you from society, but since our actions are based on our beliefs, I believe it'll be very shortly thereafter, and that you will do some behavior that harms other people that are trying to live their life. And as soon as you do harm other people, then you should be removed from society temporarily or for a longer term. It's not about punishment even. These immoral behaviors. I don't believe that punishment works. It's more just about, can you honor life or can you not honor life? Can you honor people's freedom or not honor their freedom? And of course, honoring their freedom is honoring their nature as a thinking, acting person. That is the nature of a human. They must be free to think and act. And force is anti-human, is anti-mind, it is anti-action. So if you are for forcing people, you are for contradictions, you are violating their nature, and you should be removed. So anyway, this is how I would talk about it. I wouldn't talk about, well, tolerance and this and that. It's like, no. Does the person value the individual? Does it value freedom? Does the person value life? And of course, if their actions contradict this principle, then they must be removed, or separated, or contained, or restrained, or however you like. And of course, the punishment must fit the crime. But if, I'm not talking about punishment, I'm talking about the detainment must fit the crime, in the sense that somebody should be detained for as long as they are not able to respect life. So this would be my solution to tolerance, is to say that it's actually a kind of useless concept. And really what we're talking about is people's values and whether they honor reality or they don't. So this is me actually thinking today. As usual, if you think I was thinking badly, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.